Music on. Are you doing it?
Right. So, sorry, slight overrun as we went live then. Welcome back to Cursebreakers, where I take these 6 brilliant adventurers, well, not so brilliant in some cases, based on last session, through their continued journeys through the land of Barovia, as they attempt to break the curse upon the land. The curse of Strahd! This is episode 40, but before we begin, we'll start with those introductions, starting with Tank this time.
Hi, I'm Tank, and I play Hellweir, the fighter rogue.
Right, and then we'll go to Chris.
I'm playing Eos, the human cleric of Twilight.
Then we'll go to Jamie.
Bad. Elias. Bad.
That is possibly the worst introduction we've had. Then Cam.
Hi, I'm Cameron. I play Cade, the ASMR Paladin.
And then Steph.
Hi, I'm Steph. I play Porky the Barbarian.
And finally, Kirsty.
Hello, I'm Kirsty. I play Raven the Rogue.
So, a quick recap for those that weren't able to watch last session, or just a quick refresher.
Did you mean to do that?
I think you realised.
You said
recap.
You said recap instead of recap.
I did not mean to. Apologies.
To be fair, for my roles last session, I agree.
Yeah. So, the party had been in Argynvostholt, but after Porky made a deal with the one that didn't seem to want to fight them, but couldn't outright help them, they managed to make a deal, which was a duel between Raven and one of the Revenants, at which Raven won. And then the party escaped and found out a few things, such as that the bones of Argynvost, which must be returned to Argynvostholt in order to light the beacon, are most likely in Castle Ravenloft. As part of their preparations for dealing with this situation, the party returned to Vallaki to have some much needed rest and relaxation, or as much as you can get in a place as dismal as Barovia, because they believe that Strahd will be out of the castle for at least a little while in order to go inspect his bride, or his potential bride, in Kresk in about 7 days. So, I'm going to start things off simply. I'm just going to try to get the downtime out of the way in a nice sort of flavour way, but not spend a ridiculous amount of time on it unless something naturally starts. And I'm going to start this with... You know what? Just for the sheer hell of it, roll for initiative, and I'll use that to determine the order of how we're going.
Is that okay?
Token.
Do I still technically get advantage?
Yeah. No, but yes, but no. Why not?
No, it's fine.
Can I use guidance on it?
Hey.
Portkeys for some reason didn't add to the turn order.
Can I use my...
It's because I didn't click a token.
And neither did Hellweir's.
Yeah, I didn't kill the token.
Me first. Give myself.
Right, which brings us... So, we'll actually be starting off with Hellweir. And Cage, you're not that far up. Get back down to your proper position.
Wait, what? No, I am that far up.
you
Look
started
up.
with me?
Oh, you rolled twice.
Yeah, dick.
Sorry,
Don't you
I
fucking do
didn't.
that to me. The one time I roll good on initiative and it's not
I
even
didn't-
combat.
I didn't see you roll twice. Why did you roll twice?
Because I didn't have my token selected.
I was going to add it. I was in the process of doing it. Anyway, so we'll be starting off with Hellwheel.
I only rolled a 6.
Did you? You rolled a 15.
Yeah, but yeah, I know because of my +9, but I only got a 6 on the dice.
Yes, but you're still. Just tell me what you're doing.
Right. Initially, I want to try and see if I can get my offhand scimitar silvered from anyone,
Okay.
and how much that would rob me of.
Okay. So you can go to the blacksmith for that, of
Yep.
course. Again, cannot remember what voice I did. Right. Oh, you're back again. What the hell do you want?
Can you coat this in silver? And I'll just sort of hold out my scimitar.
Well, I could. But you've also got the option there of if you wanted, I could melt down that adamantine war pick I see, and see you could have an adamantine one, depending on
Ooh,
what your preference is.
ooh, go on then.
Right.
Yeah, I will give up my war pick for an adamantine scimitar.
Right. Let me just have a look at one of my spreadsheets a moment. He pulls out a price list.
And yes, Cam, I do have an adamantine weapon.
It's got like a Excel spreadsheet.
Right.
Exactly.
So, well, adamantine. Putting adamantine on some armor is normally about 500 gold.
Oof.
But you're providing the adamantine, so that knocks the price down a little.
Right.
So it's going to take a bit of work. Won't be done quickly. It's probably going to take about 5 days, as I'm also training at one over there.
Right.
But let's say if you want it, I can say 300 gold.
Right. I don't have that in money, but I do have a electrum flute worth 250 gold.
Well, let's have a look at it.
I'll hand it over, and I also have 3 black bound tomes worth 25 gold each.
Do I look like I want books?
Well, you could use it for kindling.
Then they wouldn't be worth 25 gold.
That's a very good point.
Honestly, if you want to sell books, you probably go look for a bookshop, I guess, or
Yeah.
some sort of scribe. But
Yes, I've got a electrum flute worth 250.
right, he's going to inspect the flute. So,
Yep.
it's actually a bloody nice flute, very well made. Craftsmanship's quite nice, worth studying. So, you say it's worth 250, but I've obviously got to consider resale value. So, should
Yep.
we say 220?
Okay.
And then you
Yep.
pay the rest in gold or electrum or whatever.
I've got 107 electrum and 77 silver left. Does that add up to what I needed?
Well, each electrum is half a gold. So if you halve
Right.
your amount of electrum, does that equal 80 gold?
No, it equals 53 and a half.
Okay, and then how much silver did you have?
77.
Which should be another 7 gold. So that'd be 60, which means you're about 20 gold short. Right, let's see if you got anything else that looks like it might be worth something. I'm just going to look at your sheet.
It's just
41 cigarettes. Holy.
I was going to say, can Porky do the rest of the labor work on it to reduce the price?
You could suggest that if you want in character.
I mean, I just did, but sure.
You didn't suggest. You just said could Porky do
Oh,
this. You didn't actually have Porky do it, if you know what I mean.
I have a pike. When did I get a pike?
When
I don't
the
know.
when the guards gave us options to pick up weapons and stuff.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
so it was.
let me have a look how much that's worth. Right. If you give
Lingard.
me right, so
He
with
probably made it.
the election flute, your silver, your electrum, your
Mhm.
pike,
Yep.
and uh, you could give me that silver dragon emblem that I noticed. I'm going to say it's pinned to your jacket.
It'd be pinned to the inside more than likely because of where we got it from.
Yeah. Well,
Mm,
I'd say you noticed it just because.
damn it. How about I'm going to do a persuasion on it? So just sort of, how about leave the emblem and we do everything else, well, what but the emblem? I want to try and persuade him on that one
Right,
because
roll
I did
persuasion.
technically steal the emblem from the people. They might want it back. Damn it!
Goes. Nah, but you're not wanting to part with that. I noticed you've got some silver bolts in your crossbow case there.
That's a very good point. Yeah, I've got. Yeah, take them. I don't use
Yeah,
them.
I'll take those, and that'll do it. So basically,
Yeah.
you've used all your gold, your silver, and that. All right, this will be a good project for you, Pork Chop. That was your name, right?
Pork chop.
Close enough, I guess. It's
Right.
porky, but all right.
Right, so I'll do most of the work on it because adamantine's kind of a tricky material, but I'll let you make the finishing touches, providing you got to that stage by the end of this.
Sure.
Okay.
Right, so I'll do that. We'll start working with that.
All
Make
right.
shit.
Mm.
Right, and don't forget to take your pike off as well because he took that.
Oh, yeah.
That didn't actually take it off properly.
I'm sorry. I'm just deleting things off of it.
There you go. That should be there.
Cheers.
Right. So it looks like it's still saying it's an adamantine war pick in your actual weapon damage. So if you want to change up there, you can.
Yep, because it'd be.
Be Dex now, wouldn't it? Probably.
Yeah, it'd be 1d6.
Right. So with that, I'll go on to Cade for the time being. Cade, what are you doing? Well, I know what you're doing, but
Yeah, I was gonna say that what I spoke to you about. I would like to
There's
leave it as a surprise.
there's probably two places you could do that. One, you could do it, obviously get the blacksmith to do it. Two, you may be able to get it done at the church.
Well, it will be a case of getting it made at the blacksmith and then go to the church for the rest.
Roll me a quick
I don't want to do that.
intelligence check.
Oh, get off it!
I can't help
I have
it.
a -1.
It's not my. You think? I'm tempted to be mean, but no, I won't be. You think that maybe the church might have the ability to make the item as well. You're not sure, but you think they might.
I go to the blacksmith, and then I go to the church.
Okay. So, right, let me just see the price of this normally. It's obviously up marketing and stuff, because that's what they do. I think that would come under adventuring gear. Right, so he's again having a look for his price list for you, just like. Right, Alright, Seriously, is that? Ah, there it is. Right, so so you want these custom made? Let's say 10 gold apiece,
Perfect.
and
Yeah,
I'll add
sure.
those. And I'll add those for you tomorrow.
Not making handcuffs again, are you?
You were. I can't. No. 10 gold piece. Okay. I have enough. Electrum pieces are 5 silver.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So,
oh, Jesus.
half
I have
a gold.
so much. Okay, so that would just be 20. We're good. Cool.
Yeah.
Uh,
So he'll start working on that and believes he'll be ready tomorrow with that.
Not gonna say hi to
So-
Porky while you're there.
Hi,
What's he
Porky.
making? What's he making?
keep her nose out of it.
Porky, roll me
In
a
fact-
perception check as he'd be trying to have this conversation quietly.
Okay, good.
Secrets.
Wicked.
Yes.
Yep.
Secrets.
Oh
Okay,
my
yeah.
fucking god, of course. Why don't I just sing it from the rooftops?
Right. I'm not going to reveal.
Yeah,
everyone.
I'm happy to take Porky to
Yeah.
to another
Take her
room.
out.
Yeah, alright. I'm taking you to another room. Kirsty, close your ears! And I'm also
She
gonna
can't.
mute
She
it.
can't hear.
No,
Okay.
I'll
it's
just
fine.
whisper it.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that also works. Yeah, I forgot about
yeah.
You
that.
can't whisper it. She can see my screen.
Fine.
DM, forget the DM whispers.
Do you know what? I'll
Right,
I'll Facebook message.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
probably the safest.
Right. You explain that. And whilst that's going on, we'll move on to Raven's turn.
I just
So-
wanted to do something nice.
So Raven.
Raven needs secrets.
Yeah. So Raven is secret hunting. So
Yeah. Well,
If-
he's probably mainly just going about town and maybe found it. He got himself a little notebook that he's just scribbling anything that's just sounds like it could potentially be something interesting. Almost like he's
Right.
gone into paparazzi reporter mode.
Right. So I'm gonna have you roll me an investigation check.
Excuse me. 12.
Okay. So as you're wandering around, you end up near. Actually, whereabouts would you like to start in the town? There's obviously not a lot of buildings other than the houses, but there's obviously the guardhouse. There's.
Depends what kind of day it is. What sort of day is it at the moment?
I mean,
No.
mostly just sort of grey, dismal. You know,
Time
Barovia.
of day. Morning.
Time.
afternoon.
So you got back here. You've had a night's sleep, I think. So morning, I would say, when you
Okay.
start doing this.
Well, no point going to the pub quite yet, because of course, people wouldn't have loose lips from too much drink yet. Possibly then, if there's like a market or something, because of course the vendors would just be setting up.
Yeah, which should be honestly around near where Porky is. Let me get my notes up on that area because I've obviously got the blacksmiths, but then there's another thing. And to be honest, where is my archive? There it is.
That age-old line.
Yeah, either that or maybe if there's like in some like old timey towns you had like a communal washing area where the women would take the clothes to wash them or something. They would probably gossip around there.
Yeah. Okay.
Ye old tweeting.
Yeah, okay. Let's say you'll go there. So, you're wandering about and you sort of head over there, possibly feigning maybe washing some of your own clothes in the communal washing area so you don't stand out too much. And you overhear a pair of the women gossiping. Did you hear about Margaret? Supposedly she's been spending a lot of time with that coffin maker recently. Her husband's not happy about it.
Your man's hanging around with the coffin maker, right?
I'm worried for my granddad.
Ring a ding ding.
Yeah. And the other one just sort of chuckles and goes, "Wow, that's one way to get nailed, I suppose."
Oh God.
Is that what you think women sound like?
It's the best. It's a random voice.
All nattery ants.
Should we be offended?
Ants.
I do that voice sometimes, let's face it.
So yeah, you've
Okay.
it's like, so do you reckon it's true? I don't know. I've not really looked into it myself, but that's what some of the people are saying. I've been tempted to, go see and maybe let her husband know, but I don't know. It's not really my business. What secrets they keep? Who knows? He might actually
I'm just
know
gonna
and be
keep
into
it.
that sort of thing.
It's not my secret, but I'm going to tell everyone.
He's almost kind of like, I don't know. He's gonna kind of. I'm trying to think of the best thing he could possibly say at this moment, because what I want him to try and do is he's gonna try and blend in with the actual conversation, like he actually knows who this Margaret person is, but he probably doesn't. But I can't really think of the right line. My brain is not equipped today to do Snoopy things. Yeah, I think he'll just kind of like sidle along by them. He's like, "Oh, I thought I saw her getting something really nice and fancy. I thought it would be for her husband. No, oh, it's for the coffin maker. Interesting.
Oh, you've heard that. What was she buying? What was she buying? Tell us, tell us."
I don't know. Well, she was looking at some really nice new leather belts and things, So I thought, maybe a present for her husband or something. And the I don't, just, random little trinkets, the wife may get her husband.
Oh, yes, I bet the coffin maker's into all that leather stuff. He looks the type.
Well, as someone who likes a bit of fashion myself, leather is quite nice. Very hardy.
Well, that's true, dear, that's true, but... Well, if a woman buys a man a belt that's not a husband, it's probably not clothing they have in mind, if you catch my drift. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Oh, God! Oh, you just had to make it weird, didn't you?
They're old women gossiping.
Oh.
So that's what
Can we move on to someone else now?
Yeah,
I don't know about
sorry.
you, but I don't think I've ever heard an old lady gossip like that.
No.
I have.
What old
believe
ladies are
me.
you hanging out with?
You don't want to know.
He's the coffin maker.
Oh, God.
Right. Right, Aos, what are you doing?
Nothing that can top that. No, I was reading my book, wasn't I? For the most part, I'm speed reading this because I know we're short on time. At least I am on terms of how long I've got left to read it. So
Yeah.
I'm getting that done. I think I got most of what I wanted to do last session anyway.
Okay, so you're
If I have any more
spending...
spare time,
Yeah.
in fact, let me just check.
Yeah, I don't know how much time left you've got on your...
The book's gonna take another. Where is it? I'm on 28 hours, so I need 20 more hours, right? No, 18
Yeah,
18 more hours.
so you could probably do that over a couple of days. I don't know how long of the actual deadline you have left, though.
It's got to be read over the course of a week, I think.
And you got it 2-3 days ago?
Yeah.
probably say 3, so you've probably got another 4 days.
Well, to be
It
fair,
could be read over the period of 6 days, and it's 48 hours you need to
Yeah.
spend on it. So
Yeah,
I need
so
20 hours.
so you're probably going to have to spend most of your time doing that.
Yep. So
Right.
it's not when he got it; it's when he started reading it.
that's true.
Yeah.
But that was pretty much just afterwards anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, then I'm going to be spending my time reading 20 hours left.
Okay.
And after that, if we're still here after 20 hours, I'll start making holy water.
Okay. Elias.
I actually did send you a list. Let me go back to the list. So, I did want to train some guards
Yeah.
but to get people to want to be a part of the guards, I was thinking I could go around playing music at taverns and try and
Well, you know there's only one tavern in the town.
or just around the town playing music and trying to.
Yeah. Roll me a quick intelligence check.
Intelligence
Mm-hmm.
is something that I am okay at. I am really good at intelligence.
Yep, especially as you get jack of all trades on it.
Oh wow, I do.
Yeah, so you would think that the best place to start before you really start trying to do this would be to go to speak to the current head of the town, which is obviously the priest at the church. Because
yeah.
obviously you're going to have to talk to her about plans and how this will work, because obviously they might not have funds for the weapons or whatever, or the materials, so there might be stuff into it. So, right, so you can head there. Welcome, Elias. It has been a while.
It does.
A
And
couple of days. You were here with that barrel before, I believe, but that wasn't too long ago, but long enough.
was I here for that?
I think you were. I think
Awesome.
most people were.
Anyway, I see there's a few more guards in town since we left, but not a lot. Seems like people don't really want to step up to the plate.
Yes, it is difficult. I mean, with the fall of the previous guard, most people are a bit too scared to rise to the occasion and lack the necessary drive. Most have sort of succumbed to the thought of there's no point in fighting, because if they did, Strahd could easily just wipe them out without much difficulty.
But that's not the way to think. As someone who's like been in wars, maybe I could help rally some people to take up the mantle as guards of Valakia.
Well, you are welcome to try. I would recommend you go speak to Quartermaster Phillips at the guardhouse. He may be able to provide you some more information. He's a bit odd, but he's the best one we've got at that sort of role.
Okay. I go there.
What do you want?
Oh, this is gonna be really unmanageable.
He's sort of looking at you, have like one eye squinted, like just sort of like slid a shutter across, and is just looking at you like this.
We need people willing to take up arms to protect the town.
Take up farms? Was that?
No.
Why would we need farms to wreck the town? That don't make sense.
From now on, I am speaking to him in the cantrip of message.
Oh God, there's voices in my head.
Because
Make them stop.
I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this half hearing me shit. We need people to take up arms to protect the town. Because after we left, there was a lack of guards.
Well, what? Why didn't you say so in the first place? All this talk of farming and wrecking the town. Farms don't wreck towns; they feed them.
Do you have any spare weapons?
Well,
I assume you would, considering, you know,
Yeah,
all
got a
the
few
guards.
bits, you know,
Heck.
bit battered from when the guards got killed, and when got some fire damage, some ice damage, and some other magical damages from that bastard with his magic.
You didn't have the blacksmith take care of those?
No, his prices are far too high. We've been repairing them ourselves. We've just not had much time, and the actual blacksmith here, well, he died, so we've got his apprentice doing the work, and it's okay, but he's a bit slow, but it's cheap.
Can I take a look at all the stuff? Is it manageable?
Yeah, you can have a look.
Is it handleable?
Roll me an investigation check on it.
Investigate.
It's pretty rough, like some of the chainmail has holes in, some of the swords maybe have chips in the blade or a bit blunt, but for a militia that you're not going to have a ton of time to train, it's probably usable.
Yeah, they can get it fixed over time. We just need to train people to use them. So now that I know that I've got those, I don't know, I'll start, you know, in the center of town or where most people would be, try and, you know,
At this sort of time, there's probably not going to be a lot of people outside of their homes. You'd probably have to wait until the evening.
that's
So-
fine. I can do that, but if that's the case, then I'll nip to Blinsky's to pick up my order.
Yep. Okay. Welcome to Blinsky's. If it's no fun, it's no Blinsky.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, I guess you're here to pick up order, no?
Yeah. And if you have any new things about that I could buy you out on.
Well, I have this chicken.
You have a chicken?
Yes. It's a bit of a weird one, but it's an egg launcher.
Oh, I'm buying that.
Yeah. You cock it and it shoots eggs from the back.
I assume it doesn't do damage, which I'm.
Is it literally shaped like a cockerel?
Yes.
But cockerels don't lay eggs.
I know. it it probably would function well. I don't know. Maybe do a little bit of damage, depending if you hit someone well enough with it. Probably not. It might annoy them.
I don't care whether it does damage. I want it.
I'll say 5 gold pieces because you're one of my favourites.
Perfectly fine. So now I have an egg launcher. That
Yeah.
Strahd is gonna hate this.
It was one of the first things that popped into my head when I was thinking what Blinsky would have. It's slightly creepy looking. It's probably like one of those
A dead cockerel or something.
like silky chickens, like the black goth chickens, basically.
That's cool.
But with like slightly glowing red eyes, which
Buy it immediately.
when you cock it, the eyes glow a bit to say that it's ready for fire.
So this order that I purchased, does it do it in the exact voice?
It's close enough.
Perfect. I'll take that then. Have I paid for it already, or
Pretty sure. Or you paid half.
it's 15 gold, wasn't it?
Yeah, sounds right.
Yeah, I've paid for it then.
Alright, now with that, I'm going to work on my next greatest creation.
What's that?
He taps his nose and goes, well, that's my little secret, but I reckon everyone's going to love it.
Come on, I'm one of your favorite customers.
Yeah, but that's why I want to surprise you.
Okay.
You actually gave me the idea a little with
It's a
this
complete
order.
set of Cursebreakers action figures that actually kill people.
Yes.
It includes gluten.
I just realised I just bought this thing and I can animate it.
Oh
Yes,
God,
yes,
no,
Yes!
no.
And he does actually say that you gave him the idea for this, though. He just taps his nose and
That's
waits for you to leave.
Do you think
Right.
do you think you could make the rest of the party?
Well, we'll see. We'll see. See if I've got the time.
Imagine that, just a load of little versions of us just being animated. Kicking
Yeah.
Strahd's ass while we kick Strahd's ass.
Yeah. Right. Right. I'll move on to Porky. So, Porky, you're obviously in the blacksmiths. You are in Porky. How is it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. You want to learn to smith? He gets out like a piece of like a piece of like stock iron, like a bar, and goes, "Right, let's see what you got. Make me a dagger out of that."
Okay.
And I'm gonna have a quick look at your sheet moment because I want to see if you've got anything that would be suitable for this. If not, you land vehicles dice. No.
Yeah,
So,
her history is not as a blacksmith. She was just raised by them.
yeah, that's what I thought. So, just roll me first an intelligence check
Yeah.
or history if you're proficient in history.
No, it's the same for either. So intelligence, here we go. No.
Okay, so you're trying to remember watching people work doing this. You've got obviously the little dwarf figure cheering you on. So you can give me a strength check now to see how you do.
Just straight strength, yeah?
Yep.
Bloop. 16.
Okay, so you're not quite sure how to do this, but as you're doing it, you sort of maybe some instinct, like in the back of your mind, is sort of giving you the idea. And you manage to turn out after maybe a few hours' work, which is far longer than it would have taken for any of your dwarven family members to turn out a dagger. You manage to turn something out. He has a look at it and goes, "Well, it's a bit off balance. And honestly, no, a little bit flimsy, a bit too much time on there, but not a bad first start. Not a bad first start. So, I reckon, for now, I'm just gonna have you got a couple of repair orders in from some people, so I'm gonna have you do some of the less profitable ones. Those. So give me another 2 strength checks.
The ones that don't matter if you mess up too bad.
It's fine. If I fail on one, I'll rage and just get extra boost for it. Strength. Bloop. Rage!
Right, so this one,
Hello.
so the first one, it's a sword you're trying to repair. You try heating it up, and then you bring sort of the hammer down, and you just sort of shatter the blade into pieces. And he just sort of looks at you, and it's like, "Oh, it's a good job I hate the guy who
To be
had
fair,
it."
as an apprentice, you're supposed to be teaching me how to do this, not just handing it to me and expecting me to know it.
This is a test to see how well you do, which is why I've given you on some of the lower level stuff. But after that, he does show you a bit more, gives you a few examples, and then
Did you fill in a risk
Not-
assessment?
on the next roll, you manage to actually completely repair this large chunk in a piece of armor, like quite nicely, to the point where the armor is almost better than new. You manage to polish it up nicely, add a little bit of like your own flair to it, in some way. So it's very good. And he's like, well, you did a good job with that one.
It's literally my armor, isn't it?
Possibly. And he just sort of looks at between that and it's like, well, seems you might have more of a gift for armorer than weaponry. I'm gonna have you do something a bit more finessey. And
I don't know that word.
He indicates some chainmail and is basically instructs you to try to fix the hole in this bit of chainmail. So it's going to require more dexterous use of the hands to like make the like loops and like seal them and stuff.
Okay.
So I'm going to say for this one, I would like a dexterity check.
Dexterity. Bloop. 19.
Yeah, he sort of watches you as you're doing this, maybe pointing out a few times like where maybe you're about to go wrong. But overall, he seems quite impressed with the job and goes, yeah, definitely more of an armorer than a weapon master, which is kind of odd as you seem to carry a lot of weapons. So, and obviously you got to learn how to take care
Yeah,
of
but
them.
if you look carefully, all my weapons are the same type of weapon.
That's true. Maybe I should get you to fix an axe next, but we'll see about that. But for now, obviously you haven't completely fixed the chainmail because chainmail is a pain, as Tank can tell me, because I'm pretty sure he's watched people do it or knows someone who's made chainmail. I'm sure he's told me that before.
Yeah, I've got a friend who makes it, and it takes him a long time.
Yeah. So you're going to be doing that for a bit. It's very tedious, but you're finding you have a sort of natural flair for it to some extent. But you're definitely getting there, and you're feeling good about yourself. You're probably going to be doing that job, though, with the chainmail for the rest of the day.
That's fine. She's happy. She's content.
Right, so Helweir, you obviously requested your armor to your adamantine thing.
Yep.
And then...
Well, now I'm broke. I can't afford to try and do the armor that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So,
Roll. I'll do the next thing on your list. You can head back to the house, planning to maybe see if there's any books that might be worth reading, that maybe history or any knowledge about stuff. So I'm going to say roll me an investigation check.
Okay. Investigate. Oh, this will be fun. I've got 0 in it, so 3.
You honestly struggle to find the library.
Yeah, figured as much.
And then when you do, the dogs in there are barking at you like quite viciously. Like it's almost like maybe they can smell the hellhound on you and it's causing them to stir up, so you're not actually able to get into the room to read into the books.
Right. Okay then.
But you can now roll me a history check.
This is going to be fun. That's a 0 as well.
Even with your notes, you're struggling to remember the layout of what you saw in the Amber Temple. You feel like it may be worth speaking to one of the others when they get back to see if they remember anything more.
Okay, I'll hang around and wait till someone gets back.
Okay, so Cage, you've obviously requested something be made at the blacksmith's, and then but that's not going to be done until the next day. So what would you like to do for the rest of today?
It'll most likely just come down to training, killing time.
Okay, so yeah, you could probably do some training. There's room out back to practice. As you're practicing, roll me a perception check.
Oh, Jesus. Sorry, that's a 19 plus 0, so 19.
Okay. Now roll me a D100.
56.
Okay.
Cast Fireball on self.
No, that's far lower than that.
It's
That's
7.
7.
Yeah.
I will never forget that number.
Yeah, neither will my Sunday party. As you're sitting, like doing some training, you see off in the distance, like in the like almost like the wall of the actual town barrier, you see what looks almost like a slightly shimmering doorway. But it feels like it's almost familiar to you in a way.
I'll walk over to it.
Yeah.
Kind of like
through-
looking around, seeing if anybody else kind of notices it.
There's a guard standing right next to it who doesn't seem to who's just patrolled past it and doesn't seem to have noticed it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll approach it.
Yeah, you approach it and it's sort of shimmering and almost like rather than necessarily being a door, it almost seems to be the idea of a door, if that makes sense. And roll me a quick religion check.
As a paladin, I am bad at these. 4.
I'm going to let you roll again for this because you would probably recognize this. So
Natural 20.
Okay. the sort of shimmering, almost idea-like form of this is reminiscent of how the Raven Queen has manifested herself as not so much a female form, but the idea of a female form. Like swirling shapes and stuff that form that sort of thing.
Okay. So it's kind of like mini doors making a big door.
Yeah, sort of thing.
Okay. Can I try and open it?
Yeah, you can. It opens to your touch, and as it does, the door seems to shift slightly. Right, well, you go to sort of open it, and you pull as if opening it, but rather than actually opening anything, the door seems to almost shift in position, and sort of style. And for a moment, you briefly see one of the symbols of the Raven Queen, and then the doorway goes from feeling like it was closed to feeling like it's open, that there's no real
Right.
obvious change to it.
I'll step through.
You step through and you find yourself in a place that you weren't expecting to see. This appears to be almost like a shrine to the Raven Queen. There's her icon, there's like her symbols about and such, and there's an altar with a robed figure standing at it.
Do I recognize them?
No. They're just sort of robed, so you can't really see their face or anything.
I'll just slowly approach the... Is there like an altar?
Yeah, they're standing behind it, looking at you, but even though like you can see the front of the hood, you can't see like a face under it. It's
Okay.
almost just like black space.
I'll slowly approach the altar and take a knee at it.
Welcome, child of the Raven Queen. It is not often that we are able to manifest our worship places, particularly in other lands in this area. But we have seen your struggles, and we have come to offer you a chance to pray and perhaps seek some sort of insight into yourself that will maybe make your life easier in the future. I'm not exactly sure. I was just told to manifest it here to try to help you, and that maybe if you prayed, it might help. Just sort
Wow.
of shrugs.
I appreciate it. It's not every day that I actually get to take some time to reflect to her.
Yes. You may spend as long as you like in here, up to hmm,
Once per day.
up to 6 hours, but when you leave, only 1 hour will have passed, regardless of how long you stay. But know that when you leave, the door will close and it will not open again, at least not for now.
Thank you. I think I'd prefer to stay here. It's comforting.
The figure nods and then says, when thinking on your prayers, do not necessarily focus on what the Raven Queen may want. Instead, focus on yourself and your memories, and that will be more likely a key to help you.
He slowly nods.
Yeah. And with your high religion check, I'm going to say one thing you would know is that the Raven Queen is known as a collector of memories. So by thinking on memories, that is in a way praying to her almost.
Oh, okay.
So you're obviously going to spend a bit of time praying there. Roll me another D100. Higher the better.
49.
Okay.
50
Yeah.
was the DC to find out how to get rid of this friggin' hair.
Trapped forever inside this altar.
Okay. As you're
Much better
as
than
you
being stuck with you.
as you spend your time worshipping, you find a memory locked away, perhaps something that you haven't thought of for a long time, and it is essentially knowledge of another language. From this, you are allowed to learn one language of your choice that you don't already know. Because you actually did know this language, you've just forgotten it due to perhaps past trauma, such as why you began to worship the Raven Queen.
Big goblin.
I go to learn Abyssal, I learn Infernal.
Oh god.
I can teach you Infernal.
It was
oh
ignorant.
god. Sorry, ignorant, yeah. What would he know?
Troglodyte.
He'd know Sylvan.
Is that the one you're going for?
Yeah, he would know Sylvan.
Okay. Yep, Sylvan actually makes a lot of sense because having recently read up more on the Raven Queen, I believe, if my memory serves correctly, well, one, of course, she has a strong connection with the Shadow Kai, who are elves, which are obviously Fae. Another language you could potentially learn is Netherese, would make sense. Probably not going to come up very often, but would make sense.
You learn how to speak from the nether regions.
But it is believed that the Raven Queen herself was originally an elf queen from the Feywild, who, after a conflict happened between two other gods, Corellin and Lolth, was performed a ritual to become a deity with a lot of her followers in order to try to leverage that to appeal to the deities to stop their conflict. So
Perfect.
so Sylvan makes a lot of sense.
Hmm.
So very good choice. And with that, you do spend the full 6 hours there praying and thinking on these memories.
And I level up?
No. It's actually kind of...
Level up, level.
Okay, I'm going to have you roll another d20 for me. Just a straight d20. You get higher... Okay, doesn't matter. Too low. I was going to say if you got higher than 15, you have the potential to get another effect, but that is fine. So you spend your 6 hours praying and reflecting on that, and you end up learning that language, and you feel as if a part of you that was missing has been restored. Okay, so I'm going to move on to Raven, who has obviously found one potential secret, which wasn't really to their taste, but was a secret nevertheless, and all secrets are secrets to the god of secrets. And now I've said secret too many times. So I would say by the time you've done that and obviously had a look around and decided on that, it's probably around just sort of coming into the afternoon. As you're wandering about, you notice Elias.
Hey, so you and Porky have that whole finding secrets thing, right?
He looks a bit almost pale. Is that yes, but not all secrets are worth knowing.
You don't know about that.
So, what? So,
Carry on.
so Blinsky is making a secret toy, but he won't tell anyone about it. And I thought that might interest you.
That would indeed. And he gets out his notebook and he starts writing it down. So you don't
Yes.
know any more than that?
No, I tried. He wouldn't tell me. And I'm his favorite customer. So I'm quite surprised.
So it's almost an exclusive.
Yeah, I guess so.
You're a
Exclusive secret.
He's getting into like a paparazzi mode now.
Yeah, that's
Oh no, the ultimate villain.
that's my little pipe in to help Raven with finding secrets.
Yeah. So you do have that, but you hear the voice of the secret god in your head. Knowing simply that they are to make the toys is not a very good secret. If you find out what they are, then that would be a much greater interest.
Elias, do you want to go on a bit of a little stealth mission?
Really?
Well, apparently just knowing there's a secret isn't enough. We need to find out what this thing is.
But if I find out, will it still be classed as a secret for you?
I don't know. And he kind of like looks up into the heavens like, is it going to
No.
count?
Remember, these must only be secrets that the owner of the secret, you and Porky, know.
I guess I got to do it myself then. But thank you for the tip.
No worries. I just thought I'd do that as I'm passing by. Bye, got stuff to do.
Bye.
Have fun.
Right. So, with that, Raven, would you like to attempt to sneak into Kingdom?
You know what? He'll probably go to Porky first.
Yeah.
And he'll be like, "Can I just borrow her for just one moment?"
Well, she's doing quite well on the rings. I suppose her fingers could probably do a break. So yeah, you got. Oh, yeah. Looks at. I don't know, a sundial nearby because he wouldn't have a watch. He's just like, it's about right time. I'll give you an hour's lunch break.
Sure. Excellent. Come with me. He literally just drags her away before she can even respond. Finds somewhere quiet, and he basically explains. Elias has come forward to me, saying that Blinsky's making something very secret. But Mr. High and Mighty Mr. Hey You says that that's not enough. Though, of course, trying to sneak in might be a bit risky to find out. What say you?
I'm always happy to go to see Blinsky.
Do you think you can distract him while I get in the back? Sure. Cool.
Okay.
Let's go.
So,
Shenanigans.
Porky, you obviously enter the front of the shop. So, and welcome, Porky. If it's no fun, it's no
Porky.
Blinsky.
You're now a Japanese candy.
Hello again. I have been working with the local blacksmith. He's been teaching me a thing or two. I was wondering if I might be able to get some work experience here too. He's pointed out that I'm better at making like armor, so I'm thinking like wood carving.
Wow, that's certainly a fun idea.
I mean, I can use an axe, so it can't be that different, right?
Well, if it's armor you can make, then I might have an idea for you. I've got a. This is not Blinsky's voice. What voice am I doing? Well, I may have some idea for you. Let me consider. Perhaps you would like to make some. Well, if you continue working at blacksmith, but I may put in a request for you, which would then potentially be put on maybe some of my projects in the future, which could be considered work experience.
Like this dwarf you made, and I'll pull out the dwarf.
Yes, I was thinking that that dwarf could use like a.
Like, obviously, you made the accessories for it, right? But, like, I was raised by dwarfs, so, you know,
Yes. So I was thinking,
making them, like, sort of as, like, Christmas gifts for my family, you know, that sort of thing, I think could be fun.
Okay. So let us think for a moment. I would like you to try to make me a dwarven double axe, but
Okay.
for a figure.
Like, like, small, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Or if you want to make a real one as well, it
No,
looks like it could be up your alley.
Do you have supplies? Like, where do you normally get your supplies?
For the wood, I would normally just go to the woods. For the metal, I would go to the blacksmith. And for my other secret stuff that I use for more interesting things, such as the mechanisms for my egg launcher that I sold to your friend Elias,
I kind of want to use, like, obviously it's going to be small, right?
yes.
Okay, I'm gonna pull out, like, my javelin, one of my old javelins, and just take a chunk of wood out of that. And then I'm gonna get a couple of coins to sort of reshape those to make the axe.
It's quite ingenious.
Sentimental value.
He nods and goes, that could definitely work. And whilst you've obviously got him distracted, Raven, you can roll me a stealth check with advantage.
Excellent. Yeah, what he's gonna do as well, because this is kind of the thing that he used to do anyway. He's probably would take off his clumpy shoes, and he's probably got some like nice soft leather
Yeah.
soled ones, so to try and make less noise while he's walking around. Doing his sneaky sneak.
Yep.
28.
Okay, so that is very good. You're able to sneak up to the building, hiding in the shadows, and you see a small window at the back. In most cases, like if most of the party tried to get through it, they probably wouldn't be able to, but because you're quite small and quite lithe, you could probably squeeze through. But would you like to just try to go through, or would you like to do anything else?
No, I mean, if that looks like the best point of entry, then that's what he will do. He will go in through that window.
Okay, roll me a thieves tool checks.
Oh, okay.
Because obviously you're going to have to try to.
Oh, that's an 18 technically.
That is fine. You managed to sneak in. You managed to get in. You managed to sort of. You can only see the lock. You can see the locking mechanism on one side, so you wouldn't be able to unlock it from this side. So you kind of make a small sort of cut in the glass and open it and to put your hand through and open it. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're able to climb through quite easily, and you find yourself in Blinsky's sort of back room. You also notice that little monkey he had just sort of snoozing up in like a little miniature hammock, just sort of swinging back and forth.
Okay. I take it there's probably going to be quite a few bits and pieces.
Yeah, and just for the fun of it, I'm going to say that the tiny monkey is hugging a banana plushie. But yes, there's lots of bits and pieces all over the place.
Okay. I guess this is just me kind of speculating, but I'm guessing he's probably got projects he's got lying around. Is there anything maybe with a cover over it or something like that?
Roll me a perception check.
6.
Okay.
Oh, lucky. Yes, use lucky.
Yeah, lucky is an option.
Come on. 19.
Okay. You're looking about and you don't see anything covered, but you do notice that there is a box with a lock on it.
Okie dokie. Well, that seems to be promising. A locked box. Okay.
Okay, you can try another thieves' tool check to pick the lock on it.
25.
Yeah, you easily manage to pick the lock, and you open it to find a scroll wrapped up, but the scroll is blue in color.
Blueprints.
Okay. He will. Mind you, he's probably done this already. I imagine he's probably put some gloves on while he's doing this. And he's going to carefully pick up the scroll, make sure that, nothing comes off on his hands from the scroll, because, leaves, marks or whatever if people have touched it. Or if there's any kind of like potential booby trap on it before he's going to unroll it.
Okay. Right. Now I'm
going by nature, he knows this kind of stuff happens.
I'm gonna have you roll a.
Oh, grow up.
Roll me a D. I'm gonna have you roll me a D2.
A D2, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is it R space?
/R space D2.
Alright.
You need the slash. Sorry. I realise D2 doesn't come up.
I usually use the dice roller thing rather than typing it. 1.
Okay. Okay. So, as Steph's correctly guessed, the figures in question that are the secret project are replicas of an adventuring party.
Copyrighted material. How dare he?
However, they are not your adventuring party.
Oh, that's okay then.
There is... Okay. Roll me a... There's sort of like several of these sort of scrolls sort of tied together. Roll me a d5, and I'm going to see which one you notice first.
Mm. 4.
Just check something in my head. Okay, so the figure you notice is a figure in brilliant white robes with a patch over their eye and a hook for a hand.
Wait, what?
Okay.
It is labeled the disappointment.
Rude.
God knew it.
What was that, like 3 seasons ago?
Okay.
Would you like to look through the others? I'm sure you can guess what they are, but
I mean, I know what they'll be now. Yeah, that's a point. Is there one with very, very long black hair and in rather comfy looking wizard's clothes?
yes.
He's just looking at it thinking he's kind of tempted to almost he kind of almost wants Porky to see this because of course he's
Yep.
met Irina when
Yep.
she was a child, so
This one is called the librarian, the angry librarian.
quite a fair assessment, I would say.
Not that angry. Porky's angrier.
Okay, so he's going to get his little notebook out and he's going to make a note there of like all the names of these characters, and you know he kind of obviously recognizes Irina and puts a question mark on it, and all the other names. Of course, I don't think he would know any of the others from what I would know. But yeah, he'll note it all down, along with potentially anything else which could help know what this is about on the blueprints.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. I will say that whilst there are 5 figures, all humanoids, but there's some extra blueprints with just names on, and there's also a blueprint for a ship.
Okay. Cool. Right. And it's only blueprints in this box. There's nothing
Yes.
else. It's just the blueprints.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine.
Just trying to think. You know what I'm going to say, just for the fun of it? There is a tiny piece of what looks like a horn in this box, like part of the horn.
Okay.
And
Is it Carius's horn that got blown off?
and looking at one of the pictures, one of the characters is definitely missing a horn, or part of a horn. But this appears to be, rather than a model, it appears to be like the full size, like what you would expect that chunk to be.
Okay. Cool. He'll put everything back just as he found it. Making sure he closes the box and he locks it back up again as well afterwards. Double checking around the box to see if there's anything else maybe significant, and But,
Roll me one last investigation check.
oh, who's looking at my spells?
Me. Don't mind me. I was seeing if you had something.
Lucky.
Yeah. Yep.
There we go.
Okay. So on the box, you notice. Actually, I need to look at your sheet again to see if you know the language.
He doesn't know many languages.
No, it's you notice some script in a language you don't recognize.
Okay. I'll copy some of it down anyway, as best as I
Yeah.
can.
Yeah, it's like engraved into the box.
Yeah.
You could technically make a rubbing.
I could do. I could try and make a rubbing of it.
I need to be
Yeah,
quiet. sorry.
you can easily make a rubbing of it.
Cool. Okay. And then he will probably try and skedaddle out of there because he knows there's only so long before, you're pushing your luck with these things, and he'll
Yeah.
make his way out.
Okay, so you managed to make out, and you have found this secret, which the secret god seems very interested in, and actually you hear him make a comment. Well, now that is interesting. But what's more intriguing is how this Blinsky knows about them. He should only be aware of what happens in the shadow in Barovia. And yet he knows about the material plane. Interesting. And at that point, we will take a short 5-minute break, I think.
Yeah.
So we'll be back shortly, where we will continue with probably Aos doing some more reading. And we'll probably wrap up this first day once we've got to Elias, and then, unless there's anything major someone wants to do that will require other roles, we'll probably just move on to the next part.
Okay, be right back.
Right, welcome back. We're going to get straight into the action. Doing some downtimey stuff. Aos, you're still reading your book, yes?
If that's how many hours has it been?
It's still been the first day, so it's been like 5 hours, maybe by this point,
Right.
6 maybe.
Yep, 15 more hours to go.
Right, Elias. So you want to sort of recruit and motivate troops. You'd obviously
Yeah.
wait till the evening for this to go to the tavern. So I would like
The tavern, the town centre, whichever has more traction.
the tavern.
Yeah.
Remember, one of the few things that makes people able to tolerate life is wine.
Is there an open area outside the tavern?
Um,
I believe this is the tavern, isn't it?
no, this is the tavern.
Oh, there's a big
No,
section.
wait.
Yeah.
Is that the tavern? I think that's the tavern. I might be It's one of those. It doesn't matter overly. So let me just look at the tavern
But yeah,
map at the moment.
I'm gonna take some of those weapons with me and shields, and I'm just gonna bring them with me.
Well, you've sort of got it's not really an open area outside, but you could probably get on one of the tables or something. You're quite in with the owners.
I was thinking more of like recruiting them there and training area, like just outside.
You're probably not going to be able to train them today because it'll be late when they're there, but you can start recruiting them, I think. So you'll need. So what I want you to do is I want you to give me your recruitment speech. What would you say to try to recruit them? Remembering that these are potentially, as far as you know, soulless individuals who have been beaten down over years, been forced to be happy for years, and are terrified of Strahd, werewolves, and pretty much everything else around, so they don't see much point in living apart from to drink wine.
Okay. I would probably talk about the good of Barovia and how we heroes are going to stand up to Strahd, but for the time being, they need to stand up and protect their town and the children and their alcohol. Protect what they've got now, even if it isn't a lot.
Okay, roll me.
And finish it off with a little ditty song of let's get down to business to protect the town.
Right, roll me a persuasion check followed by a performance check.
Persuasion. I should be good at this. I am good at this.
Mm-hmm. Now performance check.
Performance. It's not bad.
So I'll say there's probably like a dozen or so people in here, and you managed to get the interest of about half of them, who agree to basically maybe a few more, and will possibly talk to some other people to try to get them to join. But they agree to basically meet you probably in this sort of large openish area over here, on the map, to start training the next day.
Sorry,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, so I hope, did you hear or?
I got some people to.
Yeah, and they're going to basically start training with you here tomorrow, essentially.
Here. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Isn't it graveyard?
because it's... No, I don't think so. I don't think that the graveyard was at the back of the church over here.
I know where
think
it's.
it's just an open area.
Yeah, that's good. Sounds good to me.
Right, so... And that's basically the end of your first day. So,
As Cade goes, is going to bed, he will see like some little nesting dolls go past his room with a Cade doll following, trying to swing at them but missing and going, "Oh, I missed," and then dropping his sword and going, "Oh, my sword."
yeah, this is what you see, Cade, marching next to your room. or outside your room. You see some nesting dolls marching along and a little Cade figure trying to cut them apart.
I throw a dagger at it.
Roll me an attack roll, I guess.
I don't actually think. Do I have a dagger? I have a javelin. Close enough.
Yeah, throwing
Just
javelin.
I'll just roll for javelin, but it will be dagger.
Oh my god.
Of course. I'm probably like lying in bed, and it's like at the foot of my bed. I go to throw the knife, and it just hits my foot.
Oh, let's see.
Turns to you and goes, "Ha! You missed."
Roll me. Actually, no. This should be critical miss ranged. Your target would have advantage on you on their next attack roll against you. They just sort of walk over. I'm just gonna say they sort of walk over to the dagger, pick it up, and continue to chase the nesting dolls, trying to use that, even though the dagger's probably almost as big as it.
I just roll my eyes and roll over in bed like fucking.
I have it go past everybody's door as well, so they can enjoy the humor.
Yeah. Porky, you obviously return eventually, very tired from your long day of labor, but feeling like you're getting the hang of things. And perhaps
I did smart people things today, you guys.
Hey, proud of you.
Did you read the book finally?
I did other smart people things today.
Ah,
What did you do?
I made armor.
Oh, awesome.
I made a dagger too, and she pulls out the really crappy dagger.
Yeah.
Nice.
The end of it has already started to bend slightly.
I give her congratulations.
I want to point out she looks immensely proud of herself.
And
It will
it's a
need to
bardic
be
inspiration.
monumented in our pub when we get one.
Yes.
Yeah,
If
you've
we
been
had
given
a
a bardic
fridge-
inspiration.
Yeah, it'll go on the fridge.
Oh, I also
Yeah.
made this, and I pull out the tiny little axe.
Yeah, it's a tiny little axe, but there's an axe blade on each end, sort of facing in opposite directions, so you can sort of use it as like a double axe, so you can like hit with one side, then hit with the other, sort of thing.
Oh, that's cool.
So I'm pretty sure it's actually a weapon, just not in this. I swear I've seen it before. It's oh no, it's an orc weapon. That's the double axe. By the way, I'm saying it's a dwarf weapon. This thing. So I'm just gonna put that in the artwork for you. The sort of weapon you would have made. I'm gonna say. Well, mini. Also, I just realised. Is Chad still doing the music?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chad can do this for this time. Stelia's on break,
Mwahaha.
I guess. That's what Porky's been doing. Right. Would anyone else like to say or do anything before bed for the day?
Yeah. I wanted to grab hold of someone who is intelligent.
Hmm.
I did smart people things today.
Yep. So decide who you want. Pick the party member.
I'm gonna ask Elias because I need to talk to him about music as well.
Okay. So
And I am gonna do a deception on that. First time using it.
okay. So
That's not the
you're-
reason.
you are approached.
After
Roll an insight check, Elias.
Luck.
Still. Yeah, you can re-roll it with luck if you want. It's near the end of the day.
There we go.
Okay. Roll an insight check if you can beat that. You can't. So, whatever lie you're about to be told, you are fully convinced.
Oh no, that was sort of when Porky was saying about the smart people. They're sort of expecting to ask them. It was like I need to ask about music as well.
Okay. So yeah,
Oh.
Basically, he doesn't want to hurt her feelings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he doesn't want to hurt her feelings. He just seems so sort of happy and. So it's like, oh, I need to ask about music things as well, and yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you don't realise either. He seems to be telling the truth.
She's content. She's just like, look at my tiny axe.
One of the little orphans in the place, because you basically live in an orphanage, looks at it and goes, "It's amazing! It's so good!
Isn't it?
I want one!"
I'll show you how to make it. And I pull out the javelin and start hacking more pieces off of it. Like a bunch of like really like old bronze coins or something.
Before Porky starts hacking away, I'm gonna hand over the wood carving tools I've got. It's like, maybe try these.
Okay.
Right, and with that, you can go have your conversation with Elias. So
Yeah, it's to sort of say about the castle, the model castle we saw in.
yeah,
Uh,
I don't
Yeah,
think
but then-
Elias looked at it in too much detail.
no, but I sort of looked at it and jotted things down and that sort of thing when we sort of studied it, just to see what
Yeah.
he could remember as well. And
Okay, so Elias, history check.
Okay, I'll do a history check of the Castle Ravenloft we passed. Because I only went into that room after it was destroyed.
Yeah, you remember glancing at it a bit, but not enough to really get much detail apart from that it's a based on that. If you were to scale up to the bit of Ravenloft you've seen in the distance, it seems the building is quite large, and to find anything in there at all would be very difficult.
Yeah, you're probably best going to Eos. She was the one that entered that room first.
that's a very good point, and I'll go and find Eos.
Eos is busy reading, probably in some room, probably with the door closed, because they probably don't want to be disturbed by the children running about and whatnot.
It's just a sort of knock on the door, poke my head in. When you've got sort of 5 minutes, I need to talk to you, and just sort of draw back or leave again.
Bookmark the page. What is it?
About the castle we found in the Amber Temple.
The castle.
The model that we saw, that when we went into that room, there was the model that was there.
The model of Ravenloft.
Yeah, I wrote some notes on it, but not a huge amount. I'm trying to see if I can work out a sort of passage to anything, if there's anything that we could use to our advantage, especially if we're going there, soon.
There is potential.
I
Though
took some notes, but nothing major, and I don't know who studied it as well, or
I remember there were several towers.
Yeah, roll me a history check.
I'll give myself guidance.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Nine.
You don't remember much either. Roll me a straight intelligence check, and I'll see if you can maybe extrapolate based on the little bit that you remember. Okay,
19.
so you can, based on the sort of, you only really remember the exterior. Like, you could look on the inside and maybe get some more detail, but you only remember the exterior. You would say that the tallest tower of it is about 360 foot tall. Yeah. There's several floors to it. You're not sure of an exact number, but
I think
you'd
Well,
estimate perhaps 10 different levels potentially.
Hmm.
There is a couple of entrances that you remember in like the sort of walls, but you don't really remember too much.
Mhm.
But You do begin to wonder if considering the few towers you've been to, if maybe the Tower of Treasure you're looking for might be one of the towers in Ravenloft.
Hmm.
But
Tower
you don't really, which I believe was for the knowledge-based card.
True.
Can't
Well-
remember the exact details of it off the top of my head.
I think we might find the last card in the actual Ravenloft itself. But we need to make all preparations before we go there.
This is what I was trying to do, see what I could remember, and I tried getting into the library earlier, or into the study earlier, but those bloody dogs are in there.
Hmm.
I opened the door and that was it. I don't know what's the matter with them. But they wouldn't even let me sort of open the door more than a crack.
Well, we'll be sure to check out every inch of the place once we actually arrive, so we'll map it out as we go.
Yeah, I was just seeing if there's anything we could have, that anyone knew that was to their advantage that we could use, or
I doubt knowing the layout is going to help much. What's in each room is what we need information on.
true, but the layout of anywhere helps to a degree at least.
Well, we know that one of the towers is where the treasure is held, so it's a 50-50 once we arrive. If there's, you say 2 towers.
Yeah, from what you can see, there appears to be two mage towers, one a bit taller than the other.
There we go. I assume that it'll probably be the tallest of the towers. Just
Also,
going.
if I'm a betting man, which I'm not because I always lose all my money, but I would say it's the bigger of the two. That's
Yeah,
the one we need.
that's what I.
Okay, no, thank you for your time, Alice. I'm sorry to disturb you like this.
No worry. Also, do you remember to use that holy oil I gave you once we come to fight Strahd and his minions?
Is that the holy water paste?
It's known as an oil, yes, but you can
Oh,
apply it to your weapon.
the
as an
one
act-
that we used when we fought the vampires the last time.
That's right. I still have a vial here if you wish to hold on to it.
If I could, that would be brilliant for such a time as it's needed.
Excellent. I'll hand him the holy oil.
Mm, I'll change that from
Do you-
paste to oil.
Do you get the ring restored?
The spell storing.
Yes.
I currently have silence and aura of vitality stored in it.
Yeah, I want to say that Elias or yourself did that previously, like put it back in before you rested here.
It
Okay.
was,
Thursday.
yeah,
Checking.
Elias. I mean, unless you can think of any other spells that might be useful that we could store, we've got a week before we have to leave.
Hmm.
Gives us time
It can
to
hold up
think
to 4th level, right?
up to 5th, I believe.
It can hold 5th level spells.
Up to
yeah,
5 levels worth of spells at a time.
Yeah, but it basically, if you store a 5th level spell, it's only that one
And
spell.
yeah, it's just that. So it's, yeah.
Or you could do a 4th and a 1st, a 3rd and a 2nd, 2
Yeah.
seconds and a 1st.
That's why it's got aura, vitality, and silence on it.
Yeah.
Hmm. I could
I mean,
put a on there of 5th level that might absolutely be overkill, but
It's silence, isn't it?
I've already got silence in it.
Oh.
And
Oh,
silence
no.
is only 2nd level, which I
Mhm.
think.
I could place my own light within it.
Your moonlight thing, twilight.
Exactly. Concentration spell.
So's the other two.
Does the other two do 4d10 radiant damage each time?
One thing worth noting with this is that if it uses a DC, an attack bonus, or a spell casting ability, it will be based on what you cast, Eos. So if the spell you put in requires any of that, then it may be worth waiting till after you've
Finish the
booked
book.
up. Yeah, because it'll be one higher.
Yeah, well, I need to prepare it first anyway.
Yeah, so I mean, whatever we think could be useful.
Very well.
As
Come
we've
back to
got
me
sort
tomorrow
of,
morning. As long as we haven't got anything planned in the morrow.
I've got to wait 4 more days.
Yes.
Okay.
4 more days to get my my weapon
Actually,
back.
could you do me an errand whilst you're out?
Of course.
It's going to cost quite a lot of gold, so you might need to pop by.
I'll
Porky.
literally pick my coin purse up and tip it upside down to say, I'm gonna need to collect it from someone.
Yeah, from Porky.
Yep.
I need 1,000 gold's worth of incense, herbs, oils, that kind of stuff.
Okay. I can ask Porky very nicely,
All right.
and hopefully they will agree. Because, yeah.
Well, we have 34 50-piece gemstones, so hopefully that's enough. But yes,
Okay, I'll do what I can. All I was going to do is read and try and find any more information.
we have
Right.
500 gold piece gem. You know what's worth? Let's get 2,000 worth.
2,000 worth,
Yep.
yeah.
It'll
2,000
be
worth of what?
of herbs, oils, incense.
Have we got that
You'll
amount in the
probably
party
have to go,
fund?
you'll have to probably ask the church for the incense and such.
Okay, I can. That's not a problem. I can run some errands.
Okay. All right.
I'll sort of thank Eos and leave. Just shut the door. Just leave.
Go back to reading.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
just go straight to Porky and go. I'm gonna need some money for Eos tomorrow. I need very sort of gingerly, sort of 2,000 gold.
She doesn't know the concept of money.
She was a bounty hunter. Of course, she knows the concept of money.
She knows the concept of money probably better than Hellweir does. The funny part is he's got the bounty hunter background as well. But I don't think I've ever actually used it.
Oh my
Sorry,
god.
my roll 20's buggered up again. Hold on. 2
But
seconds.
yeah.
And I'm hoping that for the spell, a sunburst pendant worth at least 100 gold is that's managed by the fact that I have an emblem that's in the shape of a sun. That's probably worth more than 100 gold.
I'm going to point out that we don't actually have that much money.
Right. Okay.
If you want that kind of money, then like she'll pull the gems out and she'll be like, "You're gonna have to sell these first."
I might be able to get trade for with them, and
Okay.
yeah, I'll see what I can do. It's Eos needs herbs, incense, oils,
Boring stuff. Sure, take it, whatever.
magic stuff. Yep. Thank
Okay.
you.
Boring stuff that will only turn Strahd to dust.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose it needs to be. We could always give the gems to Elias, and he can animate them just to throw at Strahd.
Oh yeah. Also, we have a decision to make. We have one casting of Revivify, or we can scrap that and gain 3 casts of greater restoration. Because we have 3 diamonds worth 100 gold pieces, and 1
Revivify. Straight up Revivify.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I'm in
just
agreement.
ridiculously OP.
Okay. Yeah. Out of all the other gems that we have, do we have any that are diamonds out of the 500 gold pieces, 34 50 gold piece gemstones? And if not, can we exchange them for any diamonds? Or any diamonds purchasable in the town?
Let me have a look at your party loot.
We have so many gems.
Where is our party loot?
It's in the handout section of your
Okay,
characters.
I have no dragons.
50
No
gold piece,
dragons, no diamonds.
500 gold piece ones.
Really, you're going to use 4
Three.
of the gems for herbs and spices?
Yep.
Why?
As long as I can use some of it for food.
Because that's full spellcasters for you. We need components in order to cast things that turn dark
But
domains into
2k worth?
I don't know what for, but probably. Oh, I passed by Porky
Okay,
as well. Like, can I have those eggs that we have?
As you're the one who is most interested in this, Aos, roll me. Let me just.
But put it this way, okay, what's more useful? Gems to throw at Strahd or spells to throw at Strahd?
Right. This is going to be oddly specific, but roll me 3 D161s.
Good lord.
Who's rolling this?
Aos.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very specific number.
Okay. So, one of the gemstones is a ruby.
Oh no.
We have 2 rubies already.
Yeah. One is a peridot,
Mm-hmm.
and one is a garnet. Unfortunately, none of those 3 100 gold ones are diamonds.
Okay, what about the 34 50 gold piece ones?
That must have been a huge lump of paradox if it's not an expensive gem.
Or the 500 gold ones?
Right, roll me. I'll say roll me. Let's
We need
say roll me 5 D161s.
Alright. You got it, coach.
with inspiration.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 161! On the 161!
Okay, so the 4. I'm actually seeing whether these gemstones are technically. Yeah, so the 4 is Alexandrite, which is a dark green gemstone, which is normally worth around 500 gold.
It's quite a pretty gem.
Wait.
We only care about diamonds. Any
Let
time.
me- yeah, I'm having a look.
Good lord.
I don't
I
think
rolled the
you.
highest. The highest is something like Shungai. I'm gonna rate.
Okay. I will roll me a d20.
So many
Higher the better.
60.
Okay, the
Okay.
83 is a diamond worth 500 gold.
Dust it.
Um,
We're dusting that.
yeah.
Alright, Thanos, calm down.
The just let me. I'm having fun with this, so you can wait a moment. Okay, let's see what that is. Right, Okay, so the 83 is a diamond, the 102 is an Orblen.
Cool.
Um,
Don't think any are components for any other spells. But
yeah, the 161. Let's see what that is. See if it's something actually valuable.
We do have 34 50 gold piece gemstones as well. How many of those are diamonds?
I'm gonna say that 500 gold one is the only diamond. The rest are just valuable
it's still a
gemstones.
massive jackpot.
It is.
All right, cool. That's it then. We're gonna get that dusted, so that I can have 5 casts worth of Greater Restoration. The other 3 diamonds we can save for Revivify.
Or to be fair, that's 2 casts of Revivify and 2
It's
casts
not
of
because
Great Restore.
we cast a Revivify with a 500 gold piece diamond. We just lost 200 gold pieces worth of diamonds.
No, I mean, dusted, did it? Does it not count if it's
No,
dusted?
it needs to be diamonds
Ah,
worth.
that's a shame. But yeah, okay.
Okay. Yeah, just so you're aware, I literally looked up Dungeons and Dragons gemstones, and apparently there are 161 different gemstones.
Glorious.
Yeah. So.
All right, cool.
Right. So, with that, is there anything else anyone else would like to do before bed?
Cry.
Yes.
Wait a minute. Raise Dead requires a diamond worth at least 500 gold piece.
No. Depends. What would you prefer to use?
We do have a scroll worth.
Do we?
Yeah.
Oh,
Raise
yeah,
Dead specific,
do.
and it says it needs to be a 500 gold piece. Whole
And we-
diamond.
And we still have 2 uses from the abbot.
In fact, Cade's probably going to continue training through the night.
Right. So,
You know, you could put that to good use and help me train the guards.
yep. If anyone else isn't doing anything, then you all get to rest for the evening. Eos, at this point, I'll say you started at maybe 6 in the morning, because 6 hours and read till midnight, I guess.
So what, 12 hours?
Yeah, something like that. Minus, say, half an hour with... No, yeah, just say 12 hours. I
Cool.
don't want to be that fussy.
Alrighty. Sweet. Only 8 more hours to go.
Okay, so for the rest of this, Cage, you obviously will be able to go pick up your item, and then you want to take that to the church.
Yeah.
Elias, I want you to give me just a straight charisma check.
Straight charisma check. Okay. Is it... Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and now I want a strength attack roll and 2 dex attack rolls.
Strength attack roll and 2 dex. How do I do that?
Use a so it'd be d20 plus your strength plus your proficiency, and then the dex one could just be dex based weapons.
D20 plus strength plus proficiency?
Yeah.
Plus, okay, just +4 then for my proficiency. So that's my strength one,
Okay.
which makes sense.
Yeah.
And then I'll just do my rapier for
Yeah.
my deck. 17. Yeah.
Yeah, and then one more dex one. Sorry.
Ah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so with the strength-based weapon, you're not able to really you're not really able to teach that well. You're able to teach some basic strokes that you probably learned when training for the military, but nothing too major. You really need someone more along the lines of Cade or Porky to teach that sort of thing. But in terms of the dex-based ones, you're able to get across that quite well. You're able to teach them some of the moves like daggers and rapiers and other weapons like that, as well as bows and such. So you're kind of getting the grip of them. And because obviously those weapons are lighter, but technically, so in a way would require less metal, they're also tend to be a little bit a little bit harder to make. But you feel that working with the town blacksmith and such, you're able to, over the remaining time that you do this, train them so they've at least got, if anything, proficiency.
You would hear me using phrases like, "Rule number 2, watch your footwork. Rule number 9, analyze the situation. Rule number 8, keep your guard up.
Hold on,
Rule
rule number
30.
9 is analyze the situation.
Limitations to the shackles we bind to ourselves. And rule number 24, concentrate." I'm properly teaching these using Philocrates to tease.
I got it.
Pretty sure it's rule number 9.
Yeah, we got it.
Concentrate.
It's from Hercules.
Yeah.
I thought it was
I had
rule
to-
number 9.
What? Rule number 9 was the. What's it called one?
You're going to try to fuse gemstones together. What? Why?
Needs to be a 100. Needs to be a 1,000 gold piece gem. Ignore that.
But yeah, that's what I'll be doing.
Okay, so that's what you're doing. Porky, give me 3 strength checks.
Put these gems.
Okay.
Actually, 2 strength and dex.
1, 2. Where is my dex? It's out the window.
Hey.
Okay.
Out the window.
So you seem to be the last few rings that you make for this armor are not as good as the other ones, but they're in sort of like the edges, so they're not like the bits that are going to be like majorly protective, so you're not too worried. But with the remaining strength checks and stuff, I'm going to say that over this rest period, this sort of downtime, which I'm going to say 4 or 5 days in total. So if you want to do anything else during that downtime, you still can. I'm going to say you gain proficiency in Smith's tools.
Hey.
Sweet.
You managed to fix your armor?
And as part of that time period, when it's over, you will have been able to help finish off the adamantine scimitar and finish repairing your armor.
Yeah. Does that mean it's now officially full plate armor?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
The blacksmith did most of the work over that time period between also making the adamantine scimitar, but you have helped with it, and I'll say you're able to, as a finishing touch, you're able to put your own sort of mark on it as like a blacksmith's mark almost, which I'll probably say is like a boar symbol.
It's probably like a boar's head, but there's like a 4-leaf clover on its forehead. So then it matches Porky's tattoo on her head.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, that works perfectly. So that's sort of the symbol on it. It's probably somewhere like up on the collar, so it's not like completely prominent. But if someone was to look at it, they would know it was your workmanship. And then matching on the other side is the mark of this blacksmith because it's a joint work.
Way.
Raven.
Hello.
Yeah. Roll me another investigation check as you continue to look for secrets. In fact, roll me 3.
Oh no, it's
Okay.
half plate, not full.
Yeah. So, you find, I will say, on the first day that one of the orphans, you notice them one evening whilst wandering around. You notice them sneaking into one of the houses and you're not. Would you investigate that further?
You know what he will probably do?
Hmm.
He will see this kid trying to sneak into a house. He goes over and he says, "Tell you what, kid. Let me teach you how to really sneak into a house."
Oh,
He's,
no.
he seems surprised, but he's like, okay.
But before we do this, may I ask why you're trying to sneak into the house? Don't worry, I'm not going to turn you in or anything like that.
He sort of thinks about it for a moment and goes, well, they've got medicine there, and I've been taking a little bit for one of the other children because they've got a bit of a cough.
Good reason. Good reason. Doesn't need to hear any more than that. Yeah, he's gonna help this kid sneak into the place. And he's literally like, he's like checking him over and like, okay, checking to see if like, are they wearing shoes or not and things like that, because of course shoes make noise. And he's like kind of like pinpointing all these things out to him before they've even gone in.
Okay. Roll me a charisma check.
Come on, Raven. Charisma is your thing. What?
Lucky.
Lucky.
Yeah.
Come on,
To the
Raven.
life of Cade.
70.
No.
Okay, now roll me a stealth check.
Couldn't find stealth for a moment there. 15.
Okay, so I'm now going to allow them to roll stealth with advantage, which they are not proficient in. Wow, they got a 19 in it, so your teaching is apparently really good. So
He's
you're
been
able,
doing this for years.
yeah, so your teaching of it is really good as well. So you managed to help them sneak in, and they come out with a small like they come out and they don't seem to have anything in their hand, but then they sort of indicate like a small they pull out a tiny little bottle they have in their hand, which is looks like it's filled with some form of liquid, and he's like, I just take a little bit, I don't want them to notice.
You were a good kid. You were a much better kid than I was when I was your age. And that was a long, long time ago.
He just smiles and then sneaks off back to the house. But as he does so, he seems to be trying to mimic your sneaking style, and like almost like a child would be doing it. So it's like pinning up against walls and stuff. Think sort of like the Kronk scene from Emperor's New Groove, but without the theme tune.
He'd be looking on like a proud dad right now.
Yeah.
My work here is done.
My work here is done.
Okay. The second secret you find is perhaps a little bit more interesting. You find back before when you were here originally, there was obviously a cult of sorts going on in the bottom of the Wachter house. You notice a hooded figure, and you notice a little bit of a mask as they sort of turn to sort of look around to make sure no one's watching, but you obviously blend in quite well so they don't notice you. Knock in a particular way on a door, and then they're let in, and you see another hooded figure inside.
Okay.
A secret knock is technically a secret.
Yeah, secret knock is still the secret. I mean, what kind of hooded cloaks are these guys wearing?
Like
Like in terms of color or stuff, or are they distinct?
It's black, and to be honest, it's sort of from your perspective. It's like someone's trying to be sneaking, so they wear like a black hooded cloak, and it's just like, well, now you're just making it obvious you're trying to hide something, sort of cloaks. They look like, a bit
these guys
suspicious.
just don't know anything about sneaking around here, do they? They're making it too easy. Well, if that's the case, he's probably got his own sneaky black cloak.
Yes. If
Um,
you wanted to
but
try to infiltrate, but they did seem to have a mask, and you only got a glimpse of it.
yeah. He'll make note of the knock at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one could potentially be a little bit too risky for him to go diving into on his own, at least. Anyway. Okay. But yeah, he'll at least make note of a secret knock and something obviously going on here.
Okay. Yeah. You could, if you want to, roll me a perception check at the door to see if you hear anything.
Yeah. 21.
Okay, you listen and you hear some sort of vague sort of seemingly nonsense, but it's sort of like code words. The caged whale knows nothing of the mighty deeps. The ill-built tower trembles mightily at the butterfly's passage. To the axeman, all supplicants are the same height. Hooray, hooray for the spinster sister's daughter.
I'm not going to remember all that, but I'm sure he might. He'll probably write it down in his notebook.
I'll put it in the chat.
Sure. Cool.
Yeah, and it seems like from what you can hear, it's like one person says one, and then the rest respond to it. And
Okay.
so it's like a call and response.
Okay.
Almost. And from probably Raven's knowledge, having lived quite a while, you would assume that this is a test to make sure that there's no one there who should be.
Mm.
So obviously, if you don't know the code words, you're going to easily be caught out.
Mm.
Yeah.
Cool. So shifty cape, need a mask, and weird little chant thing to be able to get in here. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Okay. And on the third lot, you see the strange man, the quartermaster, from the barracks, like sort of heading off, sort of just looking about around, seemingly like making sure no one's following him as he heads towards a house in town.
Okay. I've been here for a couple of days now, being able to wander around and stuff. So I'm guessing I've kind of made a note of kind of the general layout of the neighborhood. So would this particular area be somewhere he would normally not be seen?
It does seem like that a little.
Okay.
It seems sort. You would probably, to some extent, being the sort of observant type and having looked around, probably got an idea where most of the major figures sort of live. Like maybe not just every common town person, but people like the quartermaster, the priestess, people like that. The guards probably, because they're kind of important too. And this doesn't seem like a route to his home, like if he's done for the day.
Okay. And what kind of district is this that this house is in? Is it like essentially where a lot of artisans live, or just a lot of the general poor? Or
Well, for the most part, most of its housing, like you obviously know the stockyard sort of area, and you know like the Wachter House and the church and the tavern, but most of its houses, but his sort of where he normally goes is sort of nearer the north, and he's sort of heading more almost like he's going towards the tavern at first, but then he takes a different turning.
Okay. Well, I'll keep, keeping my distance, of course, until he actually goes into a building.
Okay, roll me a
Uh,
stealth check. Just to make sure he doesn't see you.
Probably feeling like he's right in his element right now, because this is, of course, what he
Yeah.
used to do back in the day. 13.
Okay, it's not great, it's not your best, but he looks about sort of squinting and almost looks like he's seen you, but then he's like, you're seeing things, and then just sort of mutters to himself, then heads down and ends up knocking at a door to a house.
Did they let him in?
The door opens slightly, and then you hear a voice say, "Did anyone see you coming?" And he's like, "No, I made sure I wasn't followed."
Audible.
And then they're like, "Well then, come give me a kiss, you big lug." And he goes and gives the other male figure in the building a big kiss and heads into the building. Seems he had a secret rendezvous with potentially a male partner, which he might be nervous about. Who knows? That seemed to be the sort of gist of what you were getting from
With you
him.
and uncovering like hidden romances.
What
You're
can I
looking
say?
for secrets in like a town where not a lot probably happens. And it's not necessarily, based on their sort of thing, it's not necessarily an affair, but it feels like a genuine, like the brief sort of like interaction you saw felt like it was a genuine relationship between the two, but maybe they're just shy about it, or they feel like maybe particularly as like he's a court master and looking at it, it's another one of the guards. There's also a ranking question and things like that. So
I mean, he's the sort of person who can kind of relate to wanting to keep your relationship a secret, considering what happened with his originally. So yeah, he'd be just like, "Good on you, mate," and he just goes.
Yeah.
This is not the kind of secret I was after, but
He's like, "Good on you."
But it is a secret that only they seem to be aware of, at least as far as you can tell. So I'll say over the time period, those are probably the only sort of secrets you find. But they're, whilst none of them are necessarily like major secrets, like some of them at least seem to have got the secret god's attention. It seems like he's particularly, you would expect perhaps him to show more interest in the cult, but it seems like secrets that are more personal than necessarily big like that are of more interest. So the child who was sneaking into another building to help a fellow child.
I was going to mention about that one to him.
Yeah.
Plus, the fact that he obviously, if he likes the more personal ones, you like us being peeping toms. But he was like, "Look, this one cannot stay a secret, because if there is sick children who need this medicine, it needs to be addressed. I cannot morally let this remain a secret."
You raise a fair point.
These are the children of the future. And think of it this way. If they were to die, they wouldn't be grow up to have secrets for you later on in life.
Roll me a persuasion check.
26.
You certainly make a valid point. So I will say this for this one occasion. You are free to reveal this secret, but I will still consider it towards your secret tally. Because,
makes
as you said, if they don't grow up, then they won't have more secrets, and that would be disappointing.
I'm glad you see things the same.
Yes. And as for the whole peeping Tom, that's not really what I mean. It's more, I'm curious about mortal hearts, in a way, if that makes sense.
They are very, very complicated. Very
Mm.
complicated. Painfully so sometimes, I will
And
admit.
that is why the secrets involved in them tend to have so much power and influence, in that case, so much interest. Though I will admit, probably the biggest secret is Blinsky at the moment, and how he knows what he knows. But I doubt you'll be able to find that out easily, short of torture, which I don't recommend.
I am not going back down that route again, thank you.
Yes, I wouldn't want you to. It's not befitting of a king.
Secrets.
But okay, so
It morally screws up a man doing that, so...
yeah. So I'll say Helweir, you can give me one more investigation check.
Okay. Investigation. Oh, I'm gonna use luck. Can I just keep using it?
You can use it again.
Because this is basically what I'm gonna want to do. That'll do.
Okay. The dogs seem to have been taken out for a walk this time, so you're able to look around. You don't, unfortunately, you don't find much about Ravenloft because obviously very few people have been there, and books on it would be sort of rare and difficult to find. However, you do find it's just like you're sort of looking through some books and you find a scrawled note, and it seems like maybe like notes might be hidden throughout there that are just little comments like this. But it's like it reads, well, rumors have said that Strahd has the ability to appear in places all over Barovia. It's almost as if, but without passing the spaces in between, it's almost as if he has some sort of ability to just appear where he wants. It seems unlikely, but it's a terrifying prospect if it's true.
Upon finding this one note, I start tearing the library apart, looking for others.
Okay, roll me another investigation check.
Yeah, that'll do.
Yeah. You don't. Uh,
Like other notes or anything that's got Strahd on it, things like that. Just
Yeah, you find a note that says, it seems that those who receive invitations from Strahd and head towards his castle are not assailed along the way, almost as if the path is open and a carriage awaits them always. Some who leave do not return, but most do, though sometimes perhaps it is not them who have returned, but just someone wearing their body.
right. Okay then.
You don't find many notes on Ravenloft. It's more just like little speculative notes on potentially like what Strahd's powers might be. Like there are there are rumors he can control the mist and bend it to his will, and even become one with the mist, seeing all over Barovia.
Right.
And things
Yeah.
like that. So It's all sort of speculative notes. These don't appear to be in the hand of like the current leader of the town. These almost appear maybe a little bit older, but you're not quite sure who made these notes. And some of them were quite difficult to find, like, but you managed to find them. Would you tidy up the library afterwards?
Yeah, I better.
Okay. So I'll
Cool.
say that looking through these books and stuff, that's going to probably take you most of the rest of the time.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
But you do also go get the necessary herbs and stuff. I'll say it's
Yeah.
tricky to find them, and you have to go talk to a lot of people, knock on a lot of doors. To like, oh, go talk to Sally. She might have some of that. Go talk to Bill. He can grind up gemstones, etc. Things like that.
Yep.
But you manage to eventually get the necessary pieces.
Once he finally returns with the pieces, I'll say, "Oh, I have another errand for you," and I'll hand over the ornate horn of ivory engraved, and I'll say, "I need this to turned into 5 separate strips."
Just one small favor. Yep, that's fine. I can go and.
Don't worry, I'll have
that.
a treat for you when
That's
you
a mood.
return.
Yeah, I'll go get. Yeah, that's fine. I'll find someone to do that. And
Also,
yes.
could you ask Porky to turn these sets of pots and pans into dust for me? Thank you.
Yep. I'll collect everything and find Porky.
Oh, and one more thing. I need these two
Yeah.
500 gold piece diamonds somehow put together, making 1,000 gold piece diamond.
Well, not diamond, but gemstone. But
Oh,
yeah.
gem, yeah, just gem.
Yeah. Okay, I could do it.
Oh, and actually, no, that's. Thank you. Bye.
I'll leave the library for you to clean up then, and I'll say that as I sort of walk out the door. Thanks.
Chaos goes
Don't
to
make
the
the rules, okay? Clerics have got mad stuff to do with.
Yeah.
Yes,
By the graveyard, pick up a pinch of the grave dirt. Thank you.
I imagine Chaos walks into the library to go use it to read a book and is just like,
yeah, that's if I've got to go run errands and the library's getting left as it is, someone else can tidy it. And I'll pin a note to the door. Had to run errands, blame Aos, and leave.
Like I was the one who ruined the library.
Right. Okay, and we will end this with because I've noticed the time. We'll end this with Cade. So you obviously go to the church to get these items. So, yes, Cade, wasn't it? How may I be of assistance?
I don't suppose you would be able to bless a couple of items for me.
Yes, of course. That is well within my power. Nay, I shall bless them with the wisdom and power of Saint Andrel.
Saint Andrel.
Yeah, the saint of the church.
Oh, I see.
You guys.
I don't suppose these would be able to be used as intended.
Yes, they will still work as relics of what you require. However, they will contain holy might from Andrel, as well as maybe the respective ones involved, though that is, of course, up to them in some ways.
Well, I very much appreciate the work.
Okay.
If there's anything that I can do for the church, do say.
Simply
That'd be
offer
2,000
up
gold.
simply offer up a prayer to who your God is, and I shall focus on doing my blessings. I will not charge for this, for blessings should be free to the world. and I know you will use them wisely to save this land.
Of course. And I will attempt to pray to both.
Okay. The prayer to yours is fine, but I would like a religion check for the other one. Because I don't think Eos in character has ever revealed their religion, so you would only know it based on the symbols and stuff.
No, I'm pretty sure she has.
Eos, have you ever revealed which god or goddess you worship?
Is
No.
this glory syndrome?
No, I've never revealed it.
You have never been revealed.
Mother.
Okay, with that,
Actually,
you're
to be better put it, it's not that I haven't revealed it. It's that no one's ever asked.
yeah. With
So,
that,
if someone asks,
at
it's
this,
happy.
with that,
so in
at
that-
this point,
No one's ever asked. The
I will
first time
say
you-
that
Can I
You have-
retcon this then? Because I've been going off of assumption here.
no, I'll say based on this knowledge,
Okay.
whilst you've not asked Eos, based on the knowledge of their symbols and the domains they have dealt with and such, and the sort of way they act, and of course you've seen their sister in their armor and like the other skeletal angel warriors and stuff. You're able to give a fairly good idea of what it is, enough to offer up a prayer. And at this point, Eos, because I feel like a 16 would be high enough, could you reveal who it is?
It is Helios, or at least now you know, my father.
Yes.
Why the hell did I think it was Palor?
Hello, oh father, yeah, sort of thing, yeah. But it's Helios kind of draws lines with Lathander.
Yes.
So
Can we just say that I did this religion check before I went to the blacksmith?
Yeah,
'Cause that would be awkward.
Yeah, you accidentally made it to the wrong god. Okay, so after that's done, it takes a little while for the rituals. Ceremony is an hour, I believe, to cast, or is it 10 minutes?
10 minutes.
Right. So it takes 20 minutes because they have to cast ceremony twice. But you do get the items you want, and you're able to, if you wish, go to Eos with them, or
Hey, who said they were for Eos?
well, you were rolling for Eos's god.
I've got to wait for a sister to turn up. No, I'm just going to. I'm going to keep them.
Okay.
I will add them on.
Did I finish reading my book?
Yes, during this day, you have finished reading your book.
Yes! +2 to wisdom! Let's go!
Noise.
Oh, finally. And I can prepare another spell each day. And my DC goes up. And my healing goes up. And my damage goes up. Everything goes up. Let's see.
Right.
And, yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully those pots and pans got dusted.
Yeah.
You'll have to ask Porky about that one.
I've seen them crush gems before, I'm sure iron is not a problem.
Or whoever I had to go and see to get things crushed and reassembled, and one small favour.
And when everyone returns, Eos will have followed the recipe to a T and has made cookies for everyone. We have a recipe for chocolate chip cookies. I thought, why not use it?
Did you follow the recipe to the letter?
Yes, as I said.
Including the mother's milk?
That is the question.
Delicious. Try some.
I will. I will. But I will have one, and I'll take a bite.
Okay. Roll
A
me
small bite, but I'll take a bite.
a D100.
Oh, this will be fun. Oh.
Okay.
Random wild magic table again.
Because 99 wouldn't make sense for you,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? So I'll say perhaps. So this would obviously be done in the evening, probably like handing out the cookies, maybe as dessert sort of thing. And then the next day, during the day, you will have. Let me just have a look at your sheet a moment.
Yeah, sure.
Actually, I'm going to make this a permanent effect. Why not?
Oh god.
Oh god.
Right. Going forward,
Yeah.
your second wind
Yeah.
will be a 1d12 instead of a 1d10.
Ooh, nice.
Extra 2.
Extra 2's better than nothing, especially as a bonus action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
You,
refresh
you feel as if your lungs are stronger.
the chocolate chips, am I right?
Yeah. Would anyone else like to have a cookie?
Just gonna make sure this is gonna work.
Now everyone's like, oh, win. I want to
Uh,
cookie.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, it rolled sneak attack on second wind, so
Though, isn't it 1d12 plus your fighter level?
yes.
You're higher than 3 in fighter, aren't you?
Yeah, I've never changed that.
Yeah. So, anyone else having a cookie?
Fine.
Sure.
It's still warm.
Okay. D100 for you, Elias.
I'm always down for taking a risk.
Let me just test that again quickly.
22. Okay.
Yes, but
So, the next, I'm not going to make this a permanent effect, but until like when you wake up after this next long rest, for the next day, the first spell you cast that requires a saving throw, the creatures it's cast on will have disadvantage.
That's it. Let's go fight Strahd.
Anyone else for cookies? Made by Eos.
I'm gonna lean forward and say a day. Did you tidy up the library yet?
No, I finished reading my book.
Ooh.
How bad can it be?
Is that Porky wanting a cookies, Steph?
This is Porky examining said cookie because she crushed iron
No, that was
and it was given to Eos, and now Eos has come back with cookies.
for magic circles.
It looks like a very good chocolate chip cookie. It's one of those. Imagining it's one of those sort of soft ones that when you break, there's like a little bit of molten chocolatey sort of feel to it.
Malt.
She's gonna sniff it first.
It smells chocolatey.
Hold on, I need to cast a.
She's gonna eat it, but she's gonna
Wait.
literally eye Eos like shiftily.
Wait, I need to cast a spell on Porky.
She's like, this is a huge show of trust.
Fresh cookies, yeah.
Protection from bad cooking. So, is Porky going to eat the cookie?
Mm-hmm.
D100 roll.
Yeah. I rub my hands together.
3.
I'd imagine while all this is going on, Raven would mention to Eos about the child he met the other night and if she can help with potentially helping to make them medicine or something if they can find the kids again.
Of
But
course.
that can, of course, be done next time.
I still have charges of the healer's kit. I'm sure we can arrange something.
I'm going to say that again. I'm going to roll something and make a decision based on that.
But
Yeah.
like, how does the cookie taste?
It tastes like a really good cookie.
Okay.
There you go.
She's literally just like,
Are you surprised that her cooking is good?
yes!
The
Alchemy.
Although,
The
It
next
tastes
time-
like hugs.
the next time, I don't know if I like that. Actually, I'm deciding. No, I'm going to go for it. I've committed it in my head. I'm going to say the next time you rage tomorrow, if you rage tomorrow, the rage damage will be 3 rather than 2, but only tomorrow, and for 1 rage.
Okay.
So use it wisely.
She forgets the taste of the cookie and it will enrage her.
You're
Even though Eos claims to have forgotten the recipe.
You're enraged by how good this cookie is.
I cannot replicate it.
And you're enraged that perhaps your sister isn't around to try it, because I imagine that Irina likes cookies.
Irina loves chocolate, let's face it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Would Raven like to try a cookie?
I'll go on then.
It's not even a
Okay.
case if he gets a choice. Porky just grabs a cookie and is like, you gotta try this, and then literally
He
shoves
is
it in his
lactose
mouth.
intolerant, though, you do remember.
She doesn't care, she's like, you will try this cookie! It's the best thing
Okay,
ever.
He's probably in the middle of talking to Eos about what's going on and gets this cookie shoved in his mouth.
She
Okay,
literally
roll-
hold his nose until he goes,
Roll me a D100.
you will eat the cookie!
22.
Okay, 22.
The music.
Which is the
Am I
exact
going to have to
same
roll
as what...
Constitution as well?
No. Weirdly, this doesn't appear to be triggering your lactose intolerance, which makes you suspicious.
I'm suspicious that it's not making me sick.
Yes. But you will have the same thing that Elias did, that if you cast the first spell you cast tomorrow that has a saving throw, I don't know if you even have them.
I don't know if I've got any with saving throw.
Yeah, I'm actually considering that now before I say that, because
That's what you
no, I don't. Hellish Rebuke would be.
Okay.
Hellish Rebuke.
Yep. And I think Lightning Lure is actually, I think that's got a strength save too.
My sheet's being really weird, so I'm having trouble trying to actually read anything. It keeps glitching on me.
is Hellish Rebuke the no-use spell?
Yeah, Lightning Lure has a
Hellish,
saving
Hellish
throw.
Rebuke is you hurt me, so now burn.
Yeah, no use.
Yeah.
that one as
I
well.
know you suggest like reflecting the damage, but it's more just...
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that one is as well.
And you...
yeah,
Which one's that?
yeah,
The-
Oh yeah, Wrathful Smite also has it.
yeah. So the next saving throw base spell you cast tomorrow only, the creatures will have disadvantage on it.
Gotta go burn some stuff up.
Right, now Cade and Eos, would you like to try the cookies?
They're good
Hell yeah.
cookies. Right? Mother's milk was fun.
Kate's
Yeah.
probably tried to spend this entire evening trying to work up the courage to actually give Eos this gift.
Okay.
It's like, Eos, cookie? Okay.
Okay. Let me consider Eos, but because I don't like what I rolled, so I'm gonna give you something more fun.
Do I notice Kate acting shifty?
Insight check.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
gonna use my last luck.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I mean, I know
Elias-
why he's acting shifty,
Elias,
so
you
I'm
do.
waiting.
What he does, can I, roll deception or something?
Yeah, you can roll deception, I guess.
Sure, do it.
Hmm.
Charisma, paladin, charisma, paladin, charisma, paladin, charisma.
I'm going to
paladin.
say you don't notice.
I'm cutting it.
Would you cut? Would you cut?
I'm going to say that for the next day, Eos, your eyes are enhanced and your passive wisdom will gain a +2 for the next day.
Ooh. Okay.
Do
cool.
they look even more beautiful?
They seem, if you're looking at them, they almost seem to like, I can't actually remember what color Eos's eyes actually are initially, but now they seem like, rather than being like the blue, they now appear like dark, and almost appear to be like the night sky with like stars shining in them if you look into them.
It's that one in the air. She goes, wow, your eyes are like sapphires.
Yep.
Okay, gets a 7.
And 70 for me.
That's just kind of funny because it's mean, but I'm not going to do it because
Yeah,
I've been nice to everyone else. So let's have a look at Cade.
you roll the
One
back.
of them was everyone turns invisible around you for the next like 10 minutes, but that's
In fact, that kind of makes sense.
okay. Actually, you know what? I'm going to play this interestingly. As you eat this cookie, I want everyone apart from yourself and Eos to make me a...
Fireball.
and I'll say Porky doesn't need to as well.
Is this because I know what's coming?
To make me a wisdom saving throw.
Porky sat there with a box of
I
popcorn
haven't
waiting.
Did I just get over 15 on the wisdom save?
Okay. Helwit and Raven, you are teleported out of the room.
Huh.
And to your own individual rooms. And
Well,
I'm
that means
gonna
my
say,
yes.
Elias isn't teleported, but is compelled to feel like he should leave the room. But he
That's fine. That's fine with me. So, what's left of the cookies? I'm like, kids, there's cookies, and I animate them to fly off and hide. Time to play hide and seek.
terrifying. Like,
Do one, Elias.
sorry, I'm just imagine. You do realize if I may do this at the beginning of next session. If I roll like
They all have googly eyes as well.
if I do decide to roll and I roll an 8, it is casting fireball. I am saying.
What?
It's Elias's turn to kill the children.
Possibly.
What do you mean?
I technically used a wild magic table for this, but when it's been an effect I really don't like, such as you speak pink bubbles, I've given a sort of perk. But for the children, I'm not as fussed.
I didn't know that. I thought it was one of the good things.
Isn't that what happened to Vincent?
He spoke in pink bubbles for like a minute.
And I am going to say, I will say this, during the night, you hear the familiar voice of Philip, the butch emo unicorn.
Oh, God damn it.
What
Because
is
whenever
happening?
Because whenever I've rolled on a wild magic table, I get unicorns. I have had so many unicorns.
I think we're derailing this campaign ever
To be
so
fair,
slightly.
To be fair, I wouldn't know that they're bad. So if something happens to the kids, I'm blaming Eos for making them.
Oh right, but me not knowing that the werewolf was a child is still my fault. Nah, you don't get to play that card.
Ow.
It's just the same as melting a child with acid. It's your fault.
Yeah, technically that was Raven's fault. She activated the trap.
Well, that's what I mean.
Actually, no, that's James's fault for not letting us save the child.
That too.
I gave you the chance.
No, you-
potentially,
no, you
roll
didn't.
it.
Let's
I
see.
won.
Am I
Anyway,
the only
moving
one that
on.
hasn't killed a child yet?
And I will say that is where we'll end the session for the time being. And during the beginning of the next session, we'll probably be heading up Mount Baratok to deal with that. But for now, that is where we shall wrap up. So I shall bid you all good night. Ask you to keep watching, because I believe the Last Resort Company is up shortly. Join us Friday for the Claude Coast Roll for Story main campaign, where honestly the last session is worth watching. I think it was really good, more so than a few of the others that we've had, just
I
because
beat
they
a lot of people up.
Yep. And join us Sunday for the Witch Hunters. But for now, good night, sleep tight, and don't let the cookies bite.
Bye.
Bye.